What is good, YouTube? Quinway coming to y'all with that hot topic analysis. This time is going to be on Rick Carlisle. He ended up signing a multi-year extension with the Indiana Pacers, the team he left the Dallas Mavericks for, and it ended up being worthwhile because he just coming off another finals, ended up losing in 7 games, but one of his best players, Tyrese Halliburton, went down and the game was basically over at that point, and it ended up becoming a loss for him. But he looks at it like the team is still young. The team has a lot of talent. They have an ownership that's trying to find a way to win with what they have. They did lose some key pieces like Thomas Bryant and Miles Turner, et cetera, et cetera. But they look at it like we still got our main core, which is Pascal. We still got Benedict Mathurin. We still got TJ McConnell. We still got Aaron Neesmith. We still got Tyrese, and hopefully he can come back, and be an all-star caliber player in about 1 to 2 years. It takes a while to get your balance back and your confidence back. And that's all you can really hope that Tyrese Halliburton can do those things. And I feel like Rick Carlisle feels that this team is going to be successful. You don't sign this extension if you don't like the plan or you don't like the organization or you don't like the direction the team is going in. But nobody really expected Indiana to go to the NBA Finals in the first place. But they was good 2 years ago. They made it to the conference finals to show you that they was almost there. And obviously they had internal growth. Players accepted their roles. Players learned how to fit in better, how to play with each other better. And they just got better defensively also, and that was a huge reason why they was able to increase their wins even in the playoffs. So I do look at it like they might lose a little bit of games like compared to last year because of the injuries, and obviously you might get a little bit more throughout the season, and that can hurt you in the win column. But one thing is Rick Carlisle is going to have you ready. He's going to have you prepared. He's going to have you ready to go to war each and every night. He's a real good student of the game. He's always watching. He's always preparing, and he's always ready for what's next. And that's one thing you do have to love about him as a coach is that he's going to push you. He's going to ask you to do a lot, and he's going to demand a lot. But that's because he wants what's best for the team, and he wants you to be the best player that you can be so you can be the best player for the team. And that's one thing that he has shown, whether he's in Dallas, whether he's in Indiana, or wherever he's at. He always has had success follow. And that's the best part about Rick Carlisle and why this extension makes sense. And if you can't find nobody better, you're better off just keeping what you got. And that's what they ended up basically doing. He did actually coach the Detroit Pistons also, before the Dallas Mavericks and before the Indiana Pacers. Obviously, he was an assistant coach for the Portland Trail Blazers, the New Jersey Nets, and the Indiana Pacers, before he really started taking off as a head coach. And he has shown that he's one of the best head coaches in the NBA, usually every single time that he's out there coaching. And that's one thing that we're going to have to give him credit on this year, right? They're going to win games. They're going to be a tough team to stop. They're going to be a tough team to beat. And that's all he can ask his team to be, without their secondary superstar in Tyrese Halliburton. But Pascal and those guys, they're going to look at it like we're good enough to compete with basically anybody in the East. And we done seen TJ McConnell step his game up. We done seen Tim play better. We done seen Benedict Mathurin look unstoppable from time to time. They just got to look at it like other guys are going to have to go out there and contribute and play better basketball than they ever have in their NBA career. And I don't really think that that's something that is going to surprise us because these guys have shown us potential of what they can be and what they can do. It's just about doing more of it and being asked to do more of it. And I just think that maybe Benedict Mathurin has a breakout season. Maybe TJ McConnell gets way more minutes and just orchestrates the offense his way while still giving scoring, while still assisting and dishing and getting his teammates good baskets and good opportunities at scoring. And maybe you just get more from Andrew Nembhard. He's a guy that can get his own shot. He's a guy that can play off other players. Maybe he go from 10, 3, and 5 to 16, 3, and 5 or more. Maybe he averages more points and more assists. And that's his evolution to make up for the lack of having Tyrese and other players out there. And maybe Pascal Siakam look at it like, I need the ball in my hands more. This was a guy that averaged 20 points a game last season and 7 rebounds and 3 assists on 51% of shooting. You can't tell me that Pascal can't take more shots and still give you the same type of impact that he has always had on the game, which is an all-star level player. And then you look at other guys like Obi Toppin. He had a really, really good playoffs, in my personal opinion. He might get more minutes and more opportunity too, and he's ready for it. He can shoot the ball, he can get to the rim, he can dunk, he can hit free throws, he can set good screens, which can get other guys easier opportunities and good looks at the basket. And then, like I said, you also just want more out of Aaron Nesmith. You know he can shoot, you know he can score, but get him the ball a little bit more, find him a little bit more, and that will help with their spacing. That will help with their ability to get to the basket, because you have to either choose, do you want to give up the three or do you want to give up a free throw or a layup? And some of these guys like Aaron can hit those mid ranges or those floater type of shots, like even TJ McConnell, and that can help, compensate for having a guy that's ball dominant sometimes and Tyrese Halliburton. And you just look at other guys like Johnny Furphy, maybe he steps up. They know they're going to probably have a bigger role for Isaiah Jackson. Maybe he can give you double figures off the bench, and that can help also because he wasn't that far from it, because he averaged 7 points per game last year. So I think he can get you 10 to 12, and that should help, the team out a lot too. And then you look at the fact that they have good plug-in players too, and it's just about them just being, observing how can they score and how can they be productive out there on the basketball court, without somebody constantly looking for them. And that's going to be an adjustment TJ McConnell is going to have to make. I have to find a way to probe, but I'm also going to have to find a way to see guys at the top of the key and make plays earlier, get rid of the ball faster, so that way guys can get in their spots and guys can get the shots that they like and don't have to really worry about getting double teamed or trapped. Because you look at the fact that Tyrese was a guy that can make a three, get to the basket, make free throws, and play make, and was a great player in transition. You lose some of that, obviously, but you just look at other guys, just got to have the next man up mentality and just be prepared to do more and go out there and play free. And if they play free, they can be a tough team for other teams to slow down. And they have shown that even when Tyrese Halliburton goes to the bench, guys like Benedict Mathurin say, you can put the ball in my hand, I can create for myself or for my teammates, because of the attention that I'm going to draw and the attention that I'm going to get. But Rick Carlisle, he already understands what he needs to do. He already understands what he's out there up against as a coach, because obviously he signed his extension, so he's going to be ready for whatever comes with the territory. But Carlisle, this is his second stint with the Indiana Pacers as a head coach. He has gone 157 and 171. He lost more games than he won, but he's going in the right direction with his current Pacers team. And during this period, over the last 2 seasons, the Pacers are actually 23 and 17 in the postseason, which is a above 500 record, which is really impressive, considering that they never was really deemed a championship team to begin with, even though they played like that towards the end of the season, and they showed what they was capable of during the postseason, which was very impressive. Overall, Carlisle is 993 and 860 as a head coach with the Pacers, the Pistons, and the Dallas Mavericks. And Rick Carlisle also won the 2011 NBA Finals with coaching the Dallas Mavericks, that Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, and Dirk Nowitzki team, and nobody really seen them being a championship team either. People thought they would lose in the first round. They were surprised when they beat the Lakers. They were surprised when they beat the Thunder, and then they pulled off an upset beating the Heatles, which was their first finals loss as a trio before they lost to San Antonio. So Rick Carlisle has been up against the grain. He's been, a guy that has did more with less, you can say, and he's a guy that really has real belief in his players, and he gives them the ability to be confident and play through their mistakes, and he allows them to play their game and be who they are. And that's one of the biggest reasons why he's been a great head coach in his career. And obviously he's above 500 with his record in the postseason with the Pacers, and he's above 500 in general with his record as a head coach with all the teams that he has coached for. So I think this is a good deal. I think this makes sense. And I think that they love him. They need him. They have shown that with this extension, and they're looking at it like we can't go far without you because you showed that you're the perfect guy for us right now. So let's just focus on continuing to build what we have and continue to have, a good run. And it's not over yet. So let's see what happens. But I'm proud of him. This is what he wanted to do. This is where he wanted to be. Now let's see if he can help this organization get a championship. And if he does, that's going to be one of the toughest and harder things to do, but he thinks that he has enough. He thinks that they're going to be able to do it eventually, and that's what you want your head coach to believe in and show. And this contract extension shows that he's on board. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, I do conversation videos just like this about NBA on the topic. I also do breakdowns of real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, all the future stars. I also do mock draft and draft coverage. So if you love NBA content, you can't get enough of it. This is the channel for you because I already have over 3,000 videos on my channel already. And I basically upload videos each and every day. So if you love NBA content, can't get enough, and you love that type of entertainment, all I can say is subscribe. And also thank y'all for staying subscribed. Thank y'all for appreciating the content for what it is and continuing to make time for me and continuing to come back and caring what I think. And thanks for supporting me in the past, the present, and hopefully you guys continue to support me in the future. And thank y'all for continuing to show that y'all love this channel and y'all can't get enough of it, just like they can't get enough of Rick Carlisle being the head coach at the time. And I've been in this game for 10 plus years, having fun, giving y'all NBA content. So it's been a fun ride, and I'm glad that y'all still loving the analysis as much as y'all loved it then, now. And that's one of the best things, and it's been a blessing in my life. And all I can tell y'all is I'm gone for now. Peace out. Hopefully y'all have a blessed day and y'all stay blessed up. And I'll see you guys hopefully later. Peace.